Hello, everyone out there who are watching the video. I appreciate you taking the time out to watch us. This isn't going to be like seconds long or anything like that, as it is with most Wikipedia discussions about trying to understand what's happening on Wikipedia. There's not a quick answer. I have to show you the screenshots. I have to spend some time actually explaining it to you. So this is an impromptu video that I dealt with in March of 2024 on Twitter, on UFO Twitter. And obviously, a lot of people were not paying attention, including Brandon Fugal, who, well, you'll see. So I can hear I have one cat in the kitchen over there screaming his head off because it is time for him to eat. And I have another kitty cat over here that has very bad arthritis. So her heating pad hopefully doesn't turn off anytime soon. So let's see if we can get through this. Okay. And I will try not to sound frustrated, but it is frustrating, as you will see, to know that there are people out there who are very concerned about these things. And your default is to attack and to see a conspiracy and to not actually go and look for the evidence yourself, which is there. It just took me a little bit to go through all the screenshots, following the links to make sure this makes sense to you. So the information's out there. Wikipedia is completely transparent. And yes, I know it's confusing, but you can always ask me. I'm pretty approachable. Look, I'm making this video just so that I can explain this. And I'm telling you, you guys, I don't think anybody else is watching this going to watch this video except maybe 12 of you. I mean, I've made videos on my channel multiple times explaining in detail all sorts of things that you ask me on Twitter. I post the video up on Twitter and I can see you're not looking at the videos, but you're continuing to attack. I don't know. I think you're missing out on a lot. I don't know what it must be like to live like that, where you are constantly seeing conspiracies and always on attack and not thinking about maybe looking into it yourself, but just taking the word of somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about. And I'm going to prove that to you. Now let's look at this. Okay. So this story starts out in March of 2024, March 10th. I'm just going to tell the story using screenshots. I think that's the easiest way of doing it. And all of these screenshots are readily available. You can go back and look for them. You can look at the Wikipedia articles that I'm giving. There's enough information. You could do a quick Google or go and look for yourself. Or I will send you the link if you really can't find it. Okay. So this man named Craig Wheeler, who has been a detractor of GSOW for since 2013, over what very similar claims that I and my Wikipedia team edited Rupert Sheldrake's Wikipedia article, which Craig has zero information. He has no evidence. He just makes that statement because Rupert Sheldrake, and then told Rupert Sheldrake this. Rupert Sheldrake and I have had a conversation, and Rupert Sheldrake has said, no, Susan Kirkbeck and her team probably had nothing to do with this. Okay, editing his Wikipedia page. We can edit it if we want, but we didn't. Okay. So Craig Wheeler pulls out, he says, I've asked Brandon Fugal to put together a demonstration of his notability, and he's kindly done this post. So compare this to the skeptic. Great. Tim Farley, a software engineer who created it. Wait for it. A website. The hypocrisy is loud enough to make you deaf. Okay. So as I explained back in 2024, I did write the Wikipedia page for Tim Farley. I think it was me. Back in 2013, I think. So I've also written probably 80 Wikipedia pages since, in the time that I've been a Wikipedia editor. He's only interested in this one for some reason. Now, we do not, so Brandon Fugal, who he had tagged in this, Brandon Fugal's owner of large amounts of property in Utah. He currently owns Skinwalker Ranch, And he seems like he's nice. I mean, but whatever. So he's replying March 10th, 2024, and he says, "Thank you for shining a light on the blatant manipulation and dishonesty by editors on Wikipedia. Efforts for people to create a page of me continue to be blocked and deleted, even though I have been recognized as a leader in my industry for decades, including blah, 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 blah." Okay, let's see what else it says. So he goes on, Brandon, he talks about his 2-hit TV shows, his TV company. Here's a list of his accomplishments. He puts and gives to Craig. Okay, let me just say, people don't do that. They don't list on Twitter a list of their, hey, just in case you wanted to write a Wikipedia page about me, hint, hint. It's not a thing, right? Okay. Apparently it is in the UFO world, or at least in Skinwalker Ranch. So, all right, he puts this article out there. I mean, he puts this tweet out here, Brandon, and he has all this list, just in case you want to look at it, of all these different citations you could use if you just, hint, hint, wanted to write that Wikipedia page for me, right? Okay. It's not weird at all. So, and he makes this claim. Now, I'm all about, let's check that claim. The claim is that there have been 2 attempts to write a Wikipedia article about me, and they've been deleted. And I think he says deleted and blocked. All right. So this is brought to my attention because here comes Rob Heatherly. Rob. All right. So here's Rob Heatherly. I could do a whole series of videos of things he's gotten wrong about Wikipedia me. Rob Heatherly posts March 11th, 2024. There are at least 2 instances of a stub page being submitted for a bio of Brandon Fugal. The last stub article effort submitted in 2021 was approved for a page, but was vetoed and deleted by a single admin after being approved by consensus of others. And then he has these screenshots. Let me show you these screenshots, and you can see here down here's the date. So he gives us a screenshot that looks like this. This is super blurry. It's hard to read. Even when you blow it up, it's pretty blurry. So I don't know what people were seeing whenever they were looking at this. Now, this is the evidence that that he's citing, that 2 articles, 2 stub page articles were submitted for a biography of Brandon Fugal. The last was submitted in 2021. It was approved for a page, but was vetoed and deleted by a single administrator after being approved by a consensus of others. This is his claim. This is what Rob is saying. Now, he's basing that on these posts. Now, I'm not sure what the heck this is. It's Fugal, October 2020. I'm really not sure what this screenshot's supposed to be, but he included it as his evidence. And then he also included this. I suppose this is the second part of the first post. So in here it says Brandon Fugal draft. Brandon Fugal has been, I guess it's read, which means usually that the article does not exist. Okay. So when my team read this tweet that I was tagged on, we're like, what is he talking about? There are ways of looking up on user logs on Wikipedia that tell you, we can go back and look at what the conversation was about a deleted article. So let's look at that again over here. And you can always stop the video and go back and look at these again yourself. Again, he says there have been 2 instances of a stub page. A stub page is an article that was live or is live, that is not complete, but it is a live article, right? Being submitted for a bio. So that doesn't make sense, because a stub page is a completely different thing than something being submitted for a bio, because a stub page is a page that exists on Wikipedia. You can go type in the name and there it is. You don't submit a stub page. You make live an article. So already Rob is completely confused about what he's talking about. He says the last stub article effort which doesn't make sense because a stub is a live Wikipedia article. It is not an effort. And he says it was vetoed and deleted by a single admin after being approved by a consensus of others. So we should be able to find that. You out there looking, I'm going to show you how, and my team, we should all be able to find this. The conversation should be available. These things are very transparent. Okay, so we go over to the log, and my team is just like, we can't find it. Can't find it. We can't find it. We can't find it. We're like, well, I don't think Brandon's lying. I don't think Rob's lying. There must be something. So it took us a while, and we finally put in draft Brandon Fugal. So we had just been looking for Brandon Fugal, which would have been a deletion discussion about Brandon Fugal's Wikipedia article, but it's a draft. So once we put draft in there, then this shows up. All right. So here's what we see. Let's see if I can make that a little bit bigger for you guys. Walk looking on your iPhones or your phones. Okay. So in March 9th, 2020, an editor named Pale Horse 123, it's red because it does not exist. There's no user page. And so this is a red flag in Wikipedia world. If you do not have a Wikipedia user account where you have made yourself a user account, in other words, you're saying, hey, I'm going to stick around for a while and I'm here to help Wikipedia out to write a good encyclopedia. If you haven't done that, then when your font is red, that's like we go, oh, well, this is a brand new account and this person's here probably just to troll or something. It's not a good sign to see red font like that. Created the page, draft Brandon Fugal using important, do not remove this line. Okay, this is, he made the Wikipedia article that says, Brandon Fugal is a Utah-based business leader and that's about all I can see because the draft is deleted. See how it's deleted? So we don't know if it's like 3 sentences more than that or 500 sentences after that with a lot of citations. We don't know because all we know is that he created the draft article, and this is the first line, Brandon Fugal is a Utah-based business leader, and that's all we have. So then you can see here on October 7th, 2021, deleted the draft page Brandon Fugal because it's an abandoned draft. It's abandoned. Nobody has edited it for over 6 months, so it gets deleted because it's abandoned. That's what that means. Okay, let's see what's next. So when we go back in here and we start looking at, what's his name? Pale Horse 123's account and what Wikipedia editors left on Pale Horse's 123's talk page. They say, hello. This is a bot delivered message letting you know that the page you created has not been edited in at least 5 months. Drafts that have not been edited for 6 months may be deleted. So if you wish to retain the page, please edit it again or request that it be moved to your user space. If this page has already been deleted, you can request it to be undeleted so you can continue working on it. Thank you for your submission to Wikipedia. Do you see this word down here? Bot, Firefly bot. Here, look up here. This is a bot delivered message. This draft article was deleted by a computer bot. It was not deleted by a human being. You can't even make yourself a Wikipedia username with the word bot in it because there's zillions of bots out there and they all have the word bot and they usually have something else fun, like Daisy bot or Mickey Mouse bot or left foot bot, they have all these funny names. Okay, so this draft was deleted by a bot because Pale Horse 123 created it and did not touch it for 5 months. So then it gets deleted after a while. September 15th, 2021. It's just a computer program that goes through and looks for abandoned articles, abandoned draft, well, not articles, but abandoned drafts. And it goes through and it just deletes them after 6 months. But first it sends a message to the person who created it. That's all that is. All right. So if we look at this again, this is the talk page for Pale Horse 123. See how it says talk up here. See how user pages red, that means that Pale Horse 123 never did make themselves a user page. So it's saying, okay, it's these are bots that have left messages on his page on you. I don't know, Pale Horse is a he. Pale Horse 123's talk page saying, assume good faith, be polite, avoid personal attacks, be welcoming to newcomers, and seek dispute resolution if needed. This goes on every person who makes a new account, right? So this is just a common, normal thing that is when you make a new account, that gets put on your talk page. It's a computer thing. So here we go. March 9th, articles for creation. Brandon Fugal, 5 years ago. All right. If you have further questions, okay. Hello, Pale Horse 123. This is the tea house. The tea house is where you go and ask questions. It's like a help bar, and it's made up of volunteer Wikipediators. They're not people with agendas. They're just trying to explain. Hello, Pale Horse 123. Having an article declined at Articles for Creation can be disappointing. If you're wondering why your article submission was declined, please post a question at the Articles for Creation help desk. If you have any other questions about your editing experience, we'd love to help you at the Tea House, a friendly space on Wikipedia where experienced editors lend a hand to help other editors like yourself. See you there, Sulfur Boy. So this is March 9th, 2020. All right. So, all right, here's more again. It's saying that these are just two more posts. I made a screenshot of it so you can see it, so I could be as transparent as I possibly be. All right, so what we can infer from this screenshot I'm showing you is that the account was created March 9th, 2020. And then Pale Horse 123 made a total of 2 edits. One of them was creating a user page for Brandon Fugal. So the other edit that he made was one edit, and it said, Brandon Fugal was a businessman in Utah. So I don't know about you, but if you've only made one edit on a draft page, one edit, and then another edit to submit it to as a draft, like, hey, I've made this draft. I'm trying to make this Wikipedia article, and then never responding to the editors who were very politely talking to Pale Horse 123 and asking, do you need help? Is there, I know it's frustrating to have your draft deleted. If you have questions, you can come over and ask them. No, this person never asked another question. I just looked. I'm recording this March 11th, 2025. Pale Horse 123 has never, ever edited again. So 2 posts. So that doesn't look like somebody who's made a huge article or even a good-sized article. And they have no edit history. They don't have any experience whatsoever. It's zilch. They just tried to make an article for some reason. Okay. So more. Here it says, this is a user like everything on Wikipedia is transparent, people. So here's just another screenshot I've included that says that user talk Pale Horse 123 is a brand new user, and that they just made an account. It was declined. I don't even know what all that means. I don't even know. But they tried to write something with 2,000 characters. So that's what, a few sentences, 2,000 characters. Not much. So, because they count spaces and everything. So now remember that in this discussion we're having, Brandon Fugal says 2 times people have created articles for him and he's been blocked, and it's been blocked and deleted. And Rob Heatherly also said 2 times. So now I've talked about the first one, Pale Horse 123, trying to create a Wikipedia draft with 2,000 characters possibly on it. What is that? We can't see it because it's deleted, because you created the draft and then abandoned it and didn't come back and ask for help or anything. So that's the first one. So let's look at the second time. Now, this is from somebody who I don't know who this is. This is somebody named L. Griffin, Ellegriffin. I assume that's a name. I don't know. It could be a nickname. It could be a username. It could be something made up. I don't know. I don't know who this person is. So this person here also does not have a Wikipedia user account, which means they're never have bothered to open up a profile for themselves on Wikipedia. It would be kind of the equivalent to being on Twitter, but not bothering to put like a photo, a user photo, and like a photo, a main page photo, and maybe like some information about yourself, like, hi, I'm Susan Gerpick, and I'm here because of this, and I'm, somebody who doesn't create that on social media is going to end up getting this red font like that. And if you see somebody on social media who hasn't bothered to make a user kind of profile of who I am, what do I like, what are my interests, here's other places you can follow me, they don't seem like a very serious account, right? Okay, that's the equivalent what I'm explaining right there. So this person created an account August 22nd, 2019. And this is their entire edit history. And I did just go check here on August 11th, 2025. You can double check. You can go do the same darn thing I just did. And this is exactly what has happened for L. Griffin. These are all the edits L. Griffin's ever made. 10 edits. 10. So we can go through and we can click on these. Well, it's a screenshot, so I can't click on them right now, but I will show you the screenshots. But you can do this. It's all there. You click on these dates, and what you will see are the exact thing that was there on that day at this time. Here's the time right here, too. So these right here, it says this person edited the Wikipedia article for Muskowski. I don't know what that is. And this is an M, means it's a minor edit. And the minor edit is they changed one word that appeared to be a typo. And then they went in here and they made another. So they added three characters. And then here they took out 4 characters. Again, it's a minor edit on the Moscone and Choctaw land dispute, 1790. This person, Ellen Griffin, edited the grammar. Second edit. Okay. And then over here, they added 365 characters, articles for creation. So they sent it to the help desk. And this one here is articles for creation help desk, October overview of submission by L. Griffin. Here's another 600 characters. Here's another 600 characters. So this is all the edits under the name of L. Griffin. I'm going to show you what those edits are now. You ready? Okay. So here's the first one, October 21st, 2020, review of submission by Ellie Griffin. Latest comment. All right. So here's the account. They have no talk page. Here's their contributions. If I was to click on this contribution thing, if this wasn't a screenshot, I would get this page right here that shows all the contributions. And when it's a tiny little contributions like this, then it's all on one page. Somebody like myself, you'd have to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll because I have so many. And down here, it shows all sorts of other things, statistics and other kinds of interesting things down at the bottom. All right. So Ellen L. Griffin said, I edited a draft. Brandon Fugal. I edited this article to include information as to why an entry on Brandon Fugal is notable. Please review. Okay, October 21st, 2020. Then somebody responded. They have no idea who Brandon Fugal is, and they probably aren't getting any information about Brandon Fugal from the draft that L. Griffin has submitted, because L. Griffin has submitted a draft. We can't see it because it's eventually deleted. But whoever it is who's looking at this draft, this editor named, I don't know, whatever the editor's name is, says, is Brandon Fugal a person of note and is mentioned elsewhere on Wikipedia? Oh, wait. Brandon Fugal, oh no, this is her response. Brandon Fugal is a person of note and is mentioned elsewhere in Wikipedia. See the article about Skinwalker Ranch. What do we need to do to get his page published? There continues to be more and more content available about Fugal as his series on the History Channel is gaining traction, and I would love to have a place to put more details about him as they emerge. Thank you, L. Griffin, November 17, 2020. Okay, so that's what she writes. That's like 300, what is it? That's like 600 characters right there. I don't know, something like that. Okay. So then they respond. Somebody here named DYLSSS. Okay, this is these people right here frequently watch on these draft submissions and answer questions about draft submissions. Just probably hundreds a day come through, if not more. And then they go there and then they give feedback. That's what they do. That's the volunteer position they have chosen for themselves on Wikipedia. All right. And if you really want to know who this person is, you can look them up, but they're just some person. All right. So they respond. Please note, please see Biography of Living Person 1E, which if you were to look that up, it would give you a whole bunch of instructions. I think they're kind of confusing because they're heavily word text heavy, which is why I'm kind of making this video so that so I can explain easier instead of using text and just typing it all out. Here's the answers. I think it's easier to explain it in person or, by video. So they said, Ella Griffin, please see Biography of Living Person 1E. They are notable only for one event. And so they signed it. And this already exists at Skinwalker Ranch. Unless they are notable for something else, this draft would not be accepted. 17th of November, 2020. And then somebody named Scyphoid Bomb, no idea who that is, says, and who is we? Because it's very suspicious when an account has not even got a user page, has almost no edits, 2 typos that Ella Griffin has made on Wikipedia, two typos, and all of a sudden wants to create a Wikipedia article. And then they start using things like we. Do you work for or with Fugal? If so, are you aware of what a conflict of interest is? Or our policy on paid editors? In other words, do you have a conflict of interest? Is this a friend? Is this your boyfriend? Is this your son? Is this your dad? Is this you, Brandon? Are you paid? So you can click on these things and they will give you the instructions of what that actually means. So this cryptid bomb is a little suspicious because L. Griffin has got no edit history other than 2 quick little edits, does not appear to know what they're doing, does not have a user account, and is making it very friendly, we. So L. Griffin responds, hi, I'm struggling to figure out how to use this box of code, so hopefully this works. We is you and me. And of course, I'm aware of what a conflict of interest is, and I'm not a paid editor. I'm simply an investigative journalist who adds the findings of my investigations to Wikipedia when I uncover them. As I've been investigating Brandon's role in a variety of paranormal enterprises, I wanted to add my findings to the page once he had one. But if he is notable for only the one thing, and that isn't enough for Wikipedia, then I secede my case. End of story, November 18th, 2020. So this is an investigative journalist who wants to be able to do investigative journalism and then write up an article and then put it on a Wikipedia article. No, it don't work like that. That's frowned upon. Somebody else would have to do that, because if your work is notable enough, then it's picked up. If you're really an investigative journalist, you don't have the time to go around and turn around and put it on a Wikipedia article, number one. And if you're publishing it and it's a reliable source, and I covered this on another video, I'll explain in a minute, but if you can't just write a blog or a website and expect it to make it on there. So this person claims to be an investigative journalist who is putting her, I'm calling it a her because of the name L, putting the information that they've done as investigative journal. This is what they do, is that they put it onto Wikipedia articles. This is their job, is they do this. They enjoy doing the research, doing the investigation, publishing it, and then putting it onto the Wikipedia article. That's what she said. No jokes here, you guys. But look at her edit history. She creates the account in 2019. She makes 2 small edits, and then the rest is conversations with the help desk and the creation of the draft that has been deleted. 10 edits. That doesn't look like somebody who's been putting up articles. Let's look at that again. It says right here, I'm simply an investigative journalist who adds the findings of my investigations to Wikipedia when I uncover them. Who adds the findings of my investigations to Wikipedia when I uncover them? Not, I hope to someday learn how to edit Wikipedia and maybe someday put things on the Wikipedia that I've investigated. This is a lie. Obviously, unless they have another account they're using. And then that would be wrong, because that would be having multiple accounts. It's not okay. It's also frowned upon, and you can get you banned. So this person has removed her claim. She's not going to write the article for Brandon Fugal, because she says, if he is notable for only the one thing, and that isn't enough for Wikipedia, then I secede my case. Let's look at that again, so you make sure I am not making this up. She says right here at the bottom, but let me make it bigger. Well, I can't make it that big. But if he is notable for only the one thing, in other words, she tried to write the Wikipedia article, and all she did is put that he is the owner of Skinwalker Ranch, or that he's a businessman or something. One thing. She says up here, he's a person of note and is mentioned elsewhere on Wikipedia. So he's got a History Channel show. And then she says that he's only been mentioned, that's only one thing. So that doesn't sound like somebody who's written an extensive Wikipedia article on somebody and it was deleted. So I don't know what Rob Heatherly is talking about, or Brandon, who I just assume Brandon Fugal is just hearing what Rob Heatherly said and doesn't have a clue. He's just taking Rob Heatherly's word for it. And Rob Heatherly doesn't have a clue. He has no idea what he's talking about. He's just looking for rabbit holes to go down and finding a conspiracy because he hates me. He thinks I'm controlling something. I'm showing you. So August 3rd. Okay, that was a year ago. I've already addressed this. The screenshots have been out and put on those threads in 2024. We've already covered this. I didn't put out a video like this because I thought, it's obvious. This is done. Brandon Fugal, he did not have 2 articles. He had 2 drafts. One was abandoned and the other one didn't just, she said, well, I guess I'm not going to do it then. And they didn't put any information on that. The first guy, the pale horse person, had, 2 edits in the entire history of his career, his edit history. And we know what those 2 were. One was to submit the draft, and one was to make the article with how many characters on that. And then this other Ellen person is the other one. Brandon Fugal's Wikipedia, nothing has ever been deleted. And there is no evidence whatsoever of Rob Heatherly, what Rob Heatherly said. Let's go back to that. I'm sorry if it feels like I'm beating a stick over a stick, but this stuff is frustrating to me because this is just blatant misinformation. And people in the UFO world are just taking what Rob Heatherly says as gospel truth and not looking themselves and just believing everything he says because it's complicated and Rob must have done the research on it. And you just want to trust the guy. But this is wrong. And you guys are being misled. And it's leading to a lot of hate. And it's leading to a lot of misconversations that could be happening. And we could be discussing things and learning from each other, but we're not, because I'm here doing this video to explain this to you guys when you should be looking this up yourself. But let's look over here again. And I do sound frustrated because I am frustrated. I am busy today doing other things. And here I am having to deal with this. Here, the post that Rob Heatherly makes March 11th, 2024. He says right here, there are 2 instances of a stub page being submitted for a bio of Brandon Fugal. The last stub article submitted in 2021 was approved for a page. That is not true, but was vetoed and deleted by a single admin. That is not true. After being approved by consensus by others. That is absolutely not true. I've just showed you. Now, if he's got some made up something somewhere, let's see the evidence, because all he submitted for evidence for his claim is this draft, this screenshot that says it was deleted. We know it was deleted. I just showed you. And then this blurry screenshot, which is the thing about Pale Horse 123, the conversation. This is a bot delivered message letting you know that draft Brandon Fugal, a page you created, has not been edited in at least 5. This is exactly what I just showed you. Rob should know better, because if he could have read that at the time, then he would have had exactly the same information that I just gave you, which is this. So either Rob Heatherly is just absolutely confused and just has no idea of what he's doing, or he produced this blurry screenshot for you guys, knowing you wouldn't check it. But here it is, right here. It's just that he's looking at it on a phone. So it was a very long, skinny thing, but this is exactly what was there. So what the heck is going on? I don't like it whenever people give misinformation to people. It really pisses me off, because you deserve better than that. Now, August 3rd, let's get to today, the reason why I'm making this video in the first place. Some Skywatch Signal, another account that has no person behind it, just some name, UAP watchers, starts going on about this Philip Corsko person. All right. This time, the Guerrilla Skeptics scrubbed the page for Colonel Philip J. Corsko, the man who claimed to receive tech. Yesterday's biography is online, blah, 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 blah. And then goes to Reddit, you know, because Reddit's got all the information on it, right? So Brandon Fugal decides he's going to respond. This is a whole year and a couple months after it's already been explained to Brandon what was going on. Whether he looked at it or not, I don't know. Maybe he's forgotten. I don't know. He was tagged in the original conversations when we explained it to him. He says, no surprise. They blocked all attempts made by people to establish a Wikipedia page for me, even though I've been cited by numerous respected secondary sources. It's insane. In this video right now, I am not going to talk about Colonel Philip J. Corsko, because I talked about it in depth in an interview for UAP Files. And I will show you a screenshot of that so you guys can go and watch the interview where we discuss it in detail. So let's look further at Brandon's tweet. If we go into detail and look at it, you know, we hit the more so you can see the whole tweet. Here's what he says. I was profiled on the cover of DES ERET News. Okay, that's interesting spelling. Here's all the links. I've produced and starred in more than 100 episodes of network television, blah, blah, blah. Here's all the links. If you want to write a Wikipedia article about me, here are the citations that you can do it with. What? Who does that on Twitter? I don't know people who do that. I mean, I've seen some scientists and things that do that. And people come up to me at parties and I was never the popular girl. I'm just me, Susan Gerbic, and people would come up to me and say, "Hey, hey, you know, Susan, so I hear you write Wikipedia." And you're like, "What do you want?" I'm a skeptic, okay? Sometimes the answer is, "Yeah, maybe we could do that." And sometimes the answer is, "No, no, it ain't gonna happen." But there's so much out there. People want these Wikipedia articles, but they're not willing to learn what is considered notable and what's not. Again, watch the video that I did with UAP files. I will put a screenshot so you guys can see that. And I explain it. And I've explained it on many different videos I have done over and over. So here's what frustrates me. And we're going to look at these tweets from August 3rd under Brandon's thing. Let's look at these because let's do that. Let's see what we're putting up with. These are people who could have gone and done the same research that I've just done for you. Okay, so my name Disclosure Party says it's better to have no page than one that defames you. Brandon says, good point. This one says the incestuous aspect of all of this is they're exerting control over Wikipedia like that. They also are data poisoning AI models that train using Wikipedia as a source of reliable information. Fortunately for you, your reputation is broader than they can control for. This one, Ellie Smurfin. When Google's AI gives me a link to Wikipedia after search, I always give it a thumbs down so I can give feedback, giving me the opportunity to tell them to get the heck away from Wikipedia and why. Carl Septis, 10. It's a joke anymore. It's supposedly edited by anyone, but not everyone can edit. If your or my edit doesn't fall into acceptable information, it won't make it. No shit, Sherlock. What do you think this is? Twitter? On Wikipedia is not Twitter. Okay, here's somebody named JD, has a lot of posts. Oh, they must be getting paid by some government dark program to use disinformation on anyone connected to disclosure of the CR. What's that? And reverse engineering SAP. I don't know what those are. I guess UFO people know what they are. All we can do is to keep calling Wikipedia out on their censorship of anyone that is pro-disclosure. Oh, I ignore everything they come up with, but unfortunately, many people trust these fools. Oh, so kind. So kind. Thank you so much. Here's Daniel Miller. Oh, I bet Daniel Miller really wants a Wikipedia article. They did the same for me. I've been covered in more major news outlets than I can count. Yet the Cheeto-fingered basement-dwelling editors on Wikipedia decided that there was no need for me to have a dedicated entry. Aw, Daniel. Aw. You don't know what you just can't have, not everybody can't have a Wikipedia article. Anyway, Shannon 3095. That is kind of lame in GL. Skinwalker Ranch has a Wikipedia page. You own the ranch. Doesn't seem like a stretch to allow you to have a page also. No, that's not how it works. AZ Real News. Y'all are doing groundbreaking research out there, Brandon, and deserve accolades. Okay. Gord Basier. I remember a time when Wikipedia and Yahoo were two of the top websites in existence. Soon they will be joining MySpace, AOL, Napster, and Netscape. No, that ain't going to happen. Wikipedia has billions of dollars. And then somebody put, I'm a big deal. And Brandon Fugal says, ha. Let's see what else. All right. We're going to go through these. I think it's important to look at the attacks and the just the blatant misinformation these people are believing. They're just believing what somebody tweeted out with zero checking in at all because if it's the narrative that I'm some evil and Wikipedia is some evil and we're keeping it away from Brandon Fugal's Wikipedia page, that fits the narrative that they want. Not go check for yourself, ask questions, try to understand, learn yourself. Why not create your own Wikipedia website to document the whole UFO topic and history and people, like your own public Capella database? Yeah, that's going to happen. Go for it. Go for it. I'm sorry, I chopped your name off here. Okay. UAP Files, August 8th. Which is the group? This is the guy who I did the interview with. Jimmy Wales. This must strike you as objectively odd. Why do you guys tagging Jimmy Wales? Jimmy Wales doesn't give a shit. Okay. I mean, seriously, some guy on Twitter is you're gonna get okay, whatever. Dan Zetterstorm. That's pretty crazy. Your achievements are wild outside of anything UFO or your achievements are wild outside of anything UFO or Skinwalker related. As a notable person profiled numerous times, you should absolutely be on there. Hey, Elon Musk, another tag. I'm sure Elon's sitting there reading tweets, okay, from Bill Swavely. Do you think we can get Gronk to build a legit, dynamic, but accurate replacement of Wikipedia? It's time. Yeah, that's a great idea. Ha! I guess all my high school teachers were right about one thing. Don't cite Wikipedia. LOL, sorry to hear this. Ivan Hannell Esquire, the usual censorship. Absurd, disappointing, and ultimately going to backfire. Hashtag UFO. Flying monkey. Wait, a respected member of Utah's business community, TV personality, and patron saint of scientific research can't get a Wikipedia page? That just shows the worthlessness of Wikipedia as a credible information resource. Attitude of aggression. Wikipedia has gotten so bad that anything that remotely touches the topic of UAP gets portrayed as a hoax, conspiracy theory, or just gets deleted. To make matters worse, AI is still pulling a bunch of its data from Wikipedia, so its default is to be overly skeptical, and you have to really glide the ship if you want to get a more neutral approach to anything you are researching. Mm-hmm. Right. Let me see. Is this it? No, we'll cover these too because I don't want people to feel left out. Okay. August 3rd. Hey, Brandon, tagging Brandon. I totally stand with you on this. It's outrageous that despite your incredible achievements, being featured on the cover of Deseret News, earning EY Entrepreneur of the Year, and shaping Utah Valley University with that amazing gateway building, you're still being blocked from having a Wikipedia page. The fact that you've been profiled by major outlets like Popular Mechanics and Vice puts your groundbreaking work as an executive producer of asterisk, the secret of Skinwalker Ranch, asterisk, shows your impact is undeniable. This feels like a clear case of narrative control, especially when you consider how your ownership of Skinwalker Ranch and your openness to exploring the unknown might ruffle some feathers. The pattern with Philip J. Corsko's page being scrubbed too suggests a deliberate effort to silence voices challenging the status quo. You're doing groundbreaking work, and the public deserves to know the truth. Keep pushing forward and don't let this digital gatekeeping dim your light. Support hashtag, support Brandon Fugal, support Wikipedia Gate, support UAP disclosure. And then this person, I don't know if you're thinking what I'm thinking in my head about ACRMG's post, but you can guess what I'm thinking about that. R. Riedermeyer says the question is why? And this one says, Moto Man, don't feel too bad about it. They will F it up anyway. And Christopher says, and most importantly, Brandon Fugal, unidentified phenomena with these little alien things floating around out there. Okay. UAP Tech. The sooner more accurate versions of Wikipedia appear, the better. Yeah, you start UAP Tech. I'm sure you're right to that. Undercover E Took. I mean, look at all these names. Everything we see, no wonder I get all the UFO and UAP accounts confused with each other, is because they all, to me, look the same. Undercover E Took. Everything we see is there to manipulate the public. That's why every place we turn, there's a billboard, or each time we put the TV on, there's a big pharma advert. Sorry, Brandon, but it's actually a breath of fresh air that they even control info on you also. On that note, I didn't click the show more. Honestly, who cares about WikiFake anymore? I only ask the AI if I want to know something, not a website that invents its own story. Boycott all WikiFake, and people like Susan Gerbic will end up on the streets. I'm not paid. What are you talking about? It's all good. Fly under the radar. That's Storming 505. Robert W.R. It's because of Susan Gerbic and her guerrilla skeptics. They've ruined Wikipedia. I've ruined Wikipedia. Peter David. Great answer. The favorite excuse of them is, oh, we can only publish things that have credible sources behind it. Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, we turn into social media. Wikipedia would just be social media. It'd be Twitter. Truth Social. You want that? Paradox honestly makes me think of Orwellian doublethink and historical vaporization, but your maximum imprint upon our modern world and future will never be suppressed or forgotten by those who choose to remember with empathy, living in balance with all aspect of life, both known and unknown. They give a little thing. Okay, this is almost done. Okay, I'm getting there. All right, Mo says Corsica Wiki is viewable in the UKA. Scott McWhinney, 3. This is censorship plain and simple, Brandon. Nikki Smooth gives 2 eyeballs. Snack says Wiki is a tool of propaganda with entrenched editors, admins that are either sympathetic to or involved with various political, governmental, and corporate factions. Sure. Thunderbird photo. They're dishonest and clearly bend the Wikipedia rules to fit any predetermined conclusion that meets their aim. Slimy as hell. Steve Laster. Wikipedia maybe ought to be ran by artificial intelligence. The problem would be, again, who is programming? Ideology has no place in printing the truth. Truth matters. Or on 77, Guinness Book of World Records an option. April Little, maybe it's time for a new platform. Yeah, April, you get started. And Snooper says, and you have a great movie prop collection. Icon Cryptic. This has been known for years. Wikipedia is a left-leaning socialist manipulation machine, so it's no surprise they're doing this to you. I donated to them until I realized this. Many examples support this. I don't get paid by Wikipedia. I'm not paid at all. I think I think they can get by without your couple bucks donation there. Icon Cryptic. All right, fight the power. You know, I hate Chesfield's guts, man. I'm reading all his arguments, and he's literally saying, yeah, Jay Straighton is writing a fictional autobiography, so this should be labeled sci-fi, like who TF are you? The UAPTF got rewards. And then there's this picture of National Community Citation Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. I don't even know what that is. Chet's Ford is a Wikipedia editor who has been doing a lot of edits on Wikipedia concerning the UAP and the UFO topics. And I don't know who this person was until you guys started tagging me, and then I've started talking to him a little bit. I think it's a he. I assume it's a he. I think he uses he pronouns. I think he's an admin too. And when you look at the video that I'm going to give you a link, show you, I talk about it there. Oh my gosh, am I almost done? Mark Curtin. Wikipedia is hosted by the Wikimedia Foundation. It seems impossible that Jimmy Wells, tagged, and Icelander, who's also tagged, I don't know who that is, either don't know about the guerrilla skeptics or they're completely powerless to stop them. The other option is that they fully support both, what I guess that's GS, guerrilla skeptics, stand for and everything they do. Okay, whatever. And Adam Goldstack, can you break out the high profile lawsuit, Brandon Fugal? Yeah, this all makes me really want to write Brandon Fugal's Wikipedia article. Do you see? This is just silly. I've been on here talking for, I don't know, it feels like 3 hours. My cat's still sitting here. I got to turn on the heat pad again. I can see it's off. I have another cat that's finally settled down in the, he thinks that I forgot him. He's probably fallen asleep as a cat. And I've spent far too much time on this. And I'm not going to be talking about it again. I'm just going to share screenshots of this video. It's just ridiculous. And then here is the final stuff. And I'm not quite done. I'm getting there because this is kind of to Brandon Fugal more than anything. Now, this man, Gitterone, he says, it doesn't seem very consistent of Wikipedia editors, tagging me, to not approve a page for Brandon Fugal. In addition to the below links, he was profiled by Middle of Mayhem and owns a notorious amusement park in Utah. And he gives me a screenshot of something that would probably be considered part of a Wikipedia article if somebody was to write one for Brandon Fugal. And then Brandon, he has to say, August 3rd, no surprise, they blocked all attempts made. Okay, this is going back to that same thing. So I asked Gitterrun if he would be willing. I said, go ahead and write the Wikipedia article. Go for it. He's not blocked. There's no reason why the article can't be written. Just somebody needs to write it. And this guy says, well, what's he moaning about then? And I said, it would take too long to explain in a tweet. Would you be willing to watch a video if I was to put all the screenshots together in one place and explain it to you? He says, yeah, I'll watch that video. Good for you. Good for you. So this video is really only for this one tweet person to watch. Hey, thanks for saying you would watch this video. I know it's long, but it's for you because I don't think anybody else really cares about the truth. I really don't. I just don't. It's frustrating to have to explain the same things over and over. So here's the video, a link to the video that I just did for UAP files. You can watch this or not. It's 3 hours long. I recorded it on August 8th and it aired on August 9th. And I just took the screenshot just before I came live with you guys or started creating this video. It has 1.6 thousand views. It has some comments, not a lot. Some are kind, some are not. It's UAP Files podcast. Susan Gerbic talks Wikipedia, Guerrilla Skeptics, Malgrim, Elizondo, and UFOs, UAP Files podcast. So he's already, we've been having a long conversation. Jimmy, that's his name. And I think we've had some really good understanding with each other, and we're really explaining things. And, I'm hearing things from his mind, his point. And I hope he's hearing from my point. He says he is. And we're having much better conversations, which is what we should be doing on this whole subject. I don't know a lot about UFOs and UAPs. I really don't. It's not really my interest area. And GSOW, nobody really has this interest. I do mainly mediumship. That's mainly where I'm at. Tyler Henry, Teresa Caputo, and all sorts of others, Uri Geller, those kinds of people, and people you've never heard of before. I have a whole channel called Psychics Explained. That's got 100 videos on there. I've been in the New York Times. I do stings on psychic mediums. That is really what is my interest. I don't edit Wikipedia articles about those things because that would be a conflict of interest. But that is mostly my area. So I can't really sit and discuss UAPs and UFOs with you. I'm not that, it's just not that interesting to me. Really, it isn't. The community is interesting, but not the subject. So I'm not going to really sit and talk about, that anymore. Would be interested in talking about evidence of Bigfoot or evidence of flat Earth or hollow Earth or moon landing hoaxes, or none of that's really interesting. The community and the discussions of how people are rationalizing what they believe, that's interesting. But no, I'm just not. Sorry. But this idea of Wikipedia, that's interesting. But this idea of you're not following me. You're not understanding. You're not even trying. You're not even attempting to understand. You're not giving the benefit of doubt at all. And that frustrates me. So look, here's the channel that you're watching this video on right now. It is called About Time. And I have tons of videos on here, but this playlist right here has all these videos, some of them 2 minutes long, some of them longer. This one's going to be extremely long, and this is where I'm going to put it. And these are all ask questions about Wikipedia. And then I do a video of this kind with screenshots to explain it. Why won't my Wikipedia edit stick? What do I do if something is wrong on my Wikipedia page? Can I have a Wikipedia page written about me? What is a Wikipedia reliable source? Why are some Wikipedia pages locked? Why don't they allow Wikipedia articles about women? These are all questions, and there's a whole bunch more videos than that. This is just some. One of the videos I cover on the UAP files is this discussion about Luz Elizondo. Why wouldn't you correct Luz Elizondo birthplace on Wikipedia? This is a video. It's got like 30 views, so I know you guys aren't watching it. So this is about Luz Elizondo's birthplace nonsense. And this is pretty much the reason why I'm not interested in writing a Wikipedia page for Brandon Fugal, because the attitude of people on UFO Twitter and Reddit is so venomous. It is so hostile. It is just not people who are here to actually have good conversations and understand and learn from all the different people who have knowledge. You're not here for that. You're here to troll. You're here to vandalize. You're here to attack. And I just read you a ton of tweets about what people are just blatantly believing just because somebody made it, somebody of authority, somebody they like, somebody they put up on a pedestal has said with zero checking up. So now if I write a Wikipedia page for Brandon Fugal, which you probably could have a Wikipedia page, it just takes somebody to do it. And it takes somebody who has edit history of like being on Wikipedia for a while and actually being there and understanding the rules and knows how to navigate it. Not just some rando person who's going to try to create a draft. I mean, GSOW never creates drafts. We use our sandbox and we write the page fully and we look at it and look at it and look at it. We have other people look at it before we make it live. That's how we do it. Because we know what we're doing. It's not just whatever that pale horse 1, 2, 3 and that Ellen person or L person, that just doesn't make sense. That's not how you edit Wikipedia. That's just garbage. It's vandalism. It's wasting everybody's time. So Brandon Fugal probably could have a Wikipedia article, but I want to let you know, Brandon, if you're finally watching this, which I kind of doubt, I wrote the Wikipedia page for Luz Elizondo. Like I said, I've written at least 80 Wikipedia articles, and my team has written over 2,000 Wikipedia articles. And we know that when there's a Wikipedia article, it might feel good. It's ego booster, blah, blah, blah. It probably helps out your career. But it's not going to contain just what you want. It's not your website. Because your name's on the top of it does not mean that is your Wikipedia article that you get to control. Once it's created, everything that is considered a reliable source can go on that Wikipedia article. And are you really sure that you're ready for that? Because, maybe I'll sit down and write your Wikipedia article. It's going to take me a day or two, 10 hours or more to write it. But what's going to get on there is not going to be always so flattering. And are you okay with that? Because I know UFO Twitter and Reddit aren't going to be kind. And I'm going to get as much flack as I got for Luz Elizondo's. No, thank you for Luz Elizondo's Wikipedia article creation. I did it just because it needed to be done and because I know how. And I thought it was important that people know who Luz Elizondo is. The article I wrote years ago, 2018, I think, 2019, I don't even remember, is not the article you read right now. The article, I wrote it, made it live, and then mostly walked away. And other editors came in as his fame grew, and then they changed it. So what I've written is not necessarily what is there now. Now look at this Wikipedia article for Luz Elizondo. Here it is. I made this a couple minutes ago. Well, a couple minutes before I went live. Luz Elizondo is an American author, media personality, and UFO disclosure activist, formerly employed by the United States Department of Defense in roles of United States Army Counterintelligence and with the Office of Undersecretary Defense of Intelligence. Elizondo claims that UFOs are of extraterrestrial, cryptid, or interdimensional origin, and that the U.S. government is withholding and suppressing this information. So Somebody tell me how I and GSOW are trying to discredit these people. Or do you just think that anything on that lead is wrong? There's citations to every one of those. Is that wrong? Are we harming? Are we doing something incorrectly? This is following the rules of Wikipedia, and there's thousands of people who are looking at this Wikipedia article. Well, maybe not thousands, but maybe hundreds of Wikipedia editors who are who they are, and you just can't get the edit past them to stay for a long period of time. There's usually some sort of discussion about it. But look what happens. So Luz Elizondo has not made some great decisions. He's in the public eye. He's speaking before Congress, and he's waving this photo around that, within an hour or so has been discredited. He says this is a mothership floating over the United States, and a pilot just handed it to him, this picture, and he shows it to Congress. It's near four corners is what it says. None of that makes any sense whatsoever. And then he starts putting this photo out of this mothership right here. And it's immediately discredited as to what it is. And what happens is the media picks this up. And this is a screenshot of just one of the media that picked up the story. Because once you're in the news, and once you have a Wikipedia page, when you do stupid things, and I think it's pretty stupid that somebody's waving discredited, just hoaxed photos in front of Congress, and not expecting that the media is going to pick this up and it's going to be completely debunked as to what it is. I mean, seriously, here's just one article, just one. And if you didn't know, this is a crop circle, and they're not floating above each other. It's an optical illusion. Those are two different crop circle kind of things, where like water irrigation. You see these all over the flatlands when you're flying over them. And this right here is this is not a mothership that he says. You know what that is? It's a reflection in the window. You're looking out the window here. Somebody's in the room taking a picture of the light fixture that's behind them. That's what that is. People were like, oh, come on, dude. Seriously? You said that was a real mothership? So when you do stuff like this, it's going to get picked up by the media. When it's picked up by the media, and like here's this UFO thing. Now that's not him in the object, but when he goes and does a UFO sighting in 1950 created this Oregon town's biggest annual event. This is a citation that is now on his Wikipedia page, because in the article it talks about how he was there at this UFO event. And I mean, this looks kind of silly. I mean, I think UFOs and all this alien stuff is kind of fun, but to some people this isn't funny. Some people in the UFO community don't think of this as funny at all. They think it's dismissive of their beliefs and what they think they know. And this is harmful and is hurtful. But here is Elizondo at this event. And so if you look, this is not the lead. This is the much farther down in the article. Now, I didn't do this and my team didn't do it, but we have every right to have done it if we wanted to. But I've moved on from Elizondo. I'm writing all kinds of other stuff. But editors, and it doesn't matter who, because any editor can take an article that's considered a reliable source and put it into the Wikipedia article. Now Elizondo's Wikipedia article has him talking about he participated in the UFO festival in Oregon, blah, 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 in 2025. And it talks about those two different photos that he's waving around, because the media has picked it up. This one has two citations right here. This one has a different citation the media's picked up this story. And so I'm saying, to Brandon and whoever out there who's all excited about getting a Wikipedia article about themselves, are you really sure you want to do that? Because it's not going to be all positive and fluffy bunnies. It's going to contain everything that the media picks up. That means critics for the rest of your life and after you die. So think about that. All right. It's not like you have a choice anymore, Brandon. I mean, somebody's going to write it for you or somebody's not. You obviously want this Wikipedia article, but I mean, I could, but I'm just going to get attacked. I'll probably misspell something and everybody will just flip over backwards and upside down because how dare I? I mean, really, think about how you're talking to people. I'm trying to talk directly to you to explain. And I'm going to probably get, well, the 12 of you that watch are going to be like, oh, I don't like her. Look at her hair. Wow, her house is messy. She laughs too much. She wiggles too much. She's just some old lady. I mean, seriously, that's how you talk. I can show you tons of screenshots, but this video has gone way too long, and I've tried the patience of my two cats. They're elderly and delicate, and I need to think about them too sometimes. So this has just been way too long. I'm super glad I hit record because I thought to myself at one point, oh my gosh, I didn't hit record and I'm not doing this again. So I'm going to put this video up on my channel. You could check it out or not, but I'm done. I'm done talking about Brandon Fugal's Wikipedia article and all this other nonsense. I'm just going to just keep forwarding this on here. And if you want to continue talking to me or you have questions, I'm happy to answer. But if you're going to troll me, I'm blocking you. I'm tired of, I don't even want to mute people anymore. I'm just going to full up block you because you're not here for a conversation. If you want to have a conversation, talk to me, and that's fine. You have questions, happy to hear from you. I'm happy to learn from you. But you're going to have to, it's going to have to be reciprocal because it's just, the life is too short. We need to start looking after each other and thinking about each other and not having this you versus them kind of mentality that so many of you have. We're not in different tribes. Everybody would like to have the knowledge released. Everybody would like to know what is really going on. Why is it that these things happen? Some people think it's a cover up by the government. Some people think it's evidence of alien visitation. Other people say no, but why is it that that doesn't make sense? And why is it that you do believe that? What is going on what is going on with this evidence that you look at and you say is absolutely evidence of a cover up and it's evidence of alien spaceships from outer space visiting our Earth? And other people go, no, that doesn't make any sense. How can we not both see the same thing when we're looking at the same thing? I find that conversation very interesting. So, all right, all two of you who might have watched to the very end, I appreciate your time and your consideration for watching to the end. I'm tired. I'm tired in a lot of ways, but I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Take care. Pet a kitty cat or your puppy.